Alright, hello everyone, it's me. First of all, I'd like to say, Happy New Year's! I'm uploading this on January 1st, 2025, and the year turned. A lot of good things have happened to my YouTube channel in 2024, and the growth has been pretty crazy, so I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who subscribed, liked, and watched my videos throughout the year. Anyways, today we're going to be playing Electric Forest by MothEye. This is the sequel to the Extreme Demon KINGSLAYER, which is only a bit easier than this level. If you haven't watched my video on KINGSLAYER before watching this video, I would kind of recommend checking that out. KINGSLAYER is also a pretty good level, and I would personally recommend KINGSLAYER more than Electric Forest, but that is just my opinion. Anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna go into Electric Forest and give you guys some tips and tricks on how to beat it. The beginning of Electric Forest is very hard, and it requires a lot of practice to be comfortable with. I'm gonna be honest, the beginning of Electric Forest took me a long time to get consistent with, and I typically get consistent with the beginnings of most of the extreme demons that I play. I would just definitely recommend playing this beginning a lot and getting consistent with it, because if you don't, you'll find a lot of the parts in the beginning inconsistent. I always say this, but try to control your ship gameplay. Like right there, you can get away with doing this ship in 3 clicks. It's really not that hard once you learn to control your ship in this beginning section, because the ship sections are, in my opinion, the hardest parts of the beginning. Right here though, if you really need a good click pattern, just straight fly through here. Like, you can just straight fly through here and you'll be pretty fine. You just have to do a small curve downwards, like this. Right here, when you get to this wave portal, just make sure you hold, because I don't know why. But yeah, like I said, if you learn to control your ship parts like that won't be that hard. Honestly, for the beginning, all I pretty much have to say about it is, don't let the beginning of this level scare you too much. It's a very hard part, and it shouldn't determine your opinion on the rest of the level. Definitely in practice runs too. This beginning part is just very hard. This ball part right here, you want to buffer most of these clicks in this ball part, but there's only like 3 timings. You just have to learn which ones are timings. But once you do, that ball part becomes very consistent, but it does feel awkward at first. Right here, make sure you hit this pink orb late and hold, because if you buffer the pink orb like I used to, you'll never make it like that. So make sure you just hit the pink orb a bit late. And then you hold into the first drop. Many people don't consider this a drop. I do. You can just call this the white part if you want. Right here at this curve fly upwards, when you're upside down, you wanna actually click only twice after you release right here, so that you can adjust yourself for the blue portal. It's pretty hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it becomes very consistent. You also want to hold immediately upon entering the blue gravity portal, so that you can actually go upwards correctly, because this is kind of not sight readable if you're playing with full detail and shake. So you really just want to learn the correct click pattern. And right here, you can pretty much get away with timing every orb a bit late. Not too late, but just a bit late and you'll be fine. So normally the bug would be that you hit the stash orb and then you go up instead of going downwards like you're supposed to. Like that. It just happened to me. One way to counteract this, if you really want to, is to hit the dash orb late, which will always work. I definitely recommend over practicing this wave section just because it's a choke point from 0. It's a really hard wave section. And then right here, these 2 pink orbs, hit the first one late and then buffer the second one. That makes those timings very consistent. Right here, you can straight fly a lot lower than you think you can. Just make sure you're doing that, because there is a protruding spike up here that I just died to that is very annoying. And then all of these clicks can be buffered besides the last one right here, which you actually have to time, so make sure you do that. And then right here, this part isn't too bad to learn. You just have to time that pink orb. And then we're at the red part. There's like a 10-second long auto part right here, which I don't really like that much. But then you get to this part, which these ship timings are pretty annoying, but once you get used to them, it's not too bad. One thing I do recommend is that if I slow it down even more, you'll see that there's a chain right there protruding from the decoration right there where my mouse is. What you want to do is click when you reach that chain, and that'll actually get you consistent for this click right here. That's the thing I did to get consistent with this swoop upwards, because that swoop upwards otherwise is pretty annoying. And then right here, once you land on this platform down here, you just want to hold your input button and then click these orbs as micro clicks, and then after the green orb, just hold. And then you get to the actual drop, which is very hard. You really want to practice this a lot. It's definitely the easier part of the level, but it's still very hard and obviously chokeable from 0. Right here, when you're on this robot section, hold your input button right here, because there's correction portals that make that timing really easy. What I do for these pink orbs right here is I hit the first one super late, buffer the second one, and then buffer the black orb. That's very consistent for me. And then this wave, you want to do 2 clicks like that. It's really hard at first, but once you get used to it, it's not hard at all. If you really want to, you can actually do this ship in 1 click if you want. I found that to be incredibly inconsistent though. But if you need a click indicator for this part, it's this piece of decoration right here that my mouse is over. That is a very consistent place to click at if you're trying to do this part in 1 click. If not though, you can do what I do, and when you reach these slopes, hold your input button, let go, and then click again to position yourself, or else you'll die to spikes. This straight fly is also really annoying. But once I hit the green portal, I just click once to land into the UFO portal and then do the rest of the UFO, which isn't that bad. You can buffer this blue orb, by the way. Right here, a tip I have is to buffer every input here. And if you don't buffer these yellow orbs, you will fail, like if you don't buffer everything. But this is very consistent, and it's not as hard to do as actually timing those inputs. So I definitely recommend doing that. Right here, the consistent thing I found to do was to click as soon as you enter the portal, but sometimes that doesn't work. So if you want to be consistent, you can do 2 really fast clicks immediately upon entering the portal. But what I did was just click basically like a millisecond after you enter the portal, and then you'll be able to get this timing down very consistently. Pay very close attention right here, because when you reach this ship portal, that is basically when you can click to go upwards. Just make sure you're in the middle of the ship portal when you click so that you actually make it like this. And then I actually landed on the platform up here. You can choose to skip landing on this platform and bumping your head on it, but I like doing it just so I could do 1 click right there, like I did on the ship. And then from here, most of these inputs are buffers, so just keep that in mind. And there is a UFO click you have to do when you enter this section right here. But from this point forward, the level isn't too bad. You should be able to beat or fluke this part. Unfortunately, I didn't, but it's a really easy part to fluke. But yeah, besides that, that was Electric Forest. I'm gonna give my full opinion on the level for after the video, but for now I'm gonna give you my recommendation rating. I don't really recommend this level as a hardest. I would recommend it though if you enjoyed KINGSLAYER. I personally enjoyed this level less than KINGSLAYER by a really large margin. But if you liked KINGSLAYER, you'll probably like this one more. That seems to be the popular opinion. But still, otherwise, it's not bad, and I do definitely recommend it to people, but not as a new hardest. As a new hardest, this level would be really unfun to do, at least in my opinion, but otherwise, I digress. Anyways, that's all I have to say about Electric Forest for now. Yes! Let's go! Is there anything after the end screen? I'm not ready, dude. Can you please just let me beat the level already? Okay. Let's go. 400 plus that. Alright, that was Electric Forest. Electric Forest is quite a unique level. I went into it not really liking it due to prior practice runs, and I came out of it liking it even less because of actually playing it. I am not gonna give any shit to MothEye. He definitely tried his hardest with this level, but it just wasn't for me. Anyways, in terms of enjoyment, I gave Electric Forest a 3.5 out of 10. This is a very low rating for me. I usually don't rate levels this low unless they're pretty bad, like Bloodbath, which I ranked lower than this still. But anyways, I just didn't really like the gameplay for this level at all. I got pretty lucky with this level because I beat it really fast and I beat it by my deadline, which was January 1st, but still, I really just didn't like the gameplay for this level. It felt too random at times, and I basically couldn't see what I was doing. You could just tell me, oh hey Aerodyne, you can use LDM, low detail mode, but I don't like using low detail mode because my computer's beefy enough to handle levels like this, and it just feels like cheating if I use low detail mode anyways. Yeah, I just didn't really like the gameplay at all. Some of it felt off. The pre-drop felt like a frickin' drag. Like, it felt like it was years to get to 50%. And that's just not me being bad at the game, it's just that there was random choke points littered throughout a pre-drop that's already really long. The level is 2 minutes and 15 seconds long, and the drop, basically the drop, is only at 56%, like a minute through, and I just really didn't like that idea. I think that drops in levels should be a bit sooner into the level, like 25%, 30% at the maximum, or else I just find the level pretty boring. Anyways, in terms of decoration, I gave Electric Forest an 8.5 out of 10. It's undeniable that this level has really good decoration. The decoration looks really, really good and even better than KINGSLAYER. But still, at the end of the day, it has its flaws. I'm not really into the realistic type of decoration that this level pulls off, but it did it so well that I had to give the decoration a high rating. It looked really good. The red part looked really good. The white part looked angelic. That's my favorite part of the level, the angelic looking part. And I think the colors went really well together there. And the pre-drop was alright. I found the use of the green coloring glows really strange, but still, otherwise it was really good. I liked how detailed some of the backgrounds were, and the castle, the part where you are a ball and you go up into the castle, that part is really cool. Anyways, that was Electric Forest. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you to all my YouTube members and all my subscribers. And there's not much else for me to say about Electric Forest. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.